Hi, today I want to talk to you about what I like to call the writing sandwich. So what I want you to do is when you think about your writing, whether it be your essay or your paragraph, I want you to visualize a sandwich because a sandwich really illustrates what your writing should look like if you were to kind of color coordinate it. So let's talk about the structure of an essay first. Your essay starts with an introductory paragraph. This is going to ease you into the paper, introduce the topic, and tell you the specific focus of your paper, which is your thesis statement. The thesis statement should come at the end of your introduction, traditionally, and it should tell pretty clearly what the point of the essay is. You then, of course, have your body paragraphs, which contain your evidence and your explanation. And this is your research support, your explanation of that support. Really the meat, the core of your essay is in these body paragraphs. And then you have your conclusion where you give your final thoughts on the topic, you wrap it up, draw everything together, put a nice bow on it for your reader to read and have something nice to remember the essay by. When you break it down further and you look at the paragraph, you're going to see that the structure of a paragraph mirrors that of an essay. It's kind of like a mini essay. Every paragraph, like an essay, has an introductory sentence or your topic sentence. This tells you or indicates what that paragraph is going to be about. Then you have your supporting evidence. This is your research or details. Then you elaborate and explain that evidence. Then you have your concluding sentence, and you should always use transitions sprinkled in for flavor. This is like the salt and pepper of an essay or a paragraph on your sandwich. Transitions should be used anytime you move from one idea to another. Whether you're moving from one paragraph to the next within an essay or one idea, one point to another point within a paragraph, you should use transitional phrases, transitional words, or transitional sentences as appropriate. So if you look at these side by side, thinking about this idea of a sandwich, your essay on the left shows you have an introduction with your thesis, right? That's your bread. Paragraph likewise, introduction, topic sentence. The core, the yummy part of your essay is the paragraphs, including your explanation and evidence. And in your paragraph, it's your supporting evidence and the explanation of that evidence. And then both of them have conclusions. So within that, you want to look at each component. So what are the buns? The buns of a sandwich, you have to have something to hold all this meat and toppings, all the goodness that you're going to put in there. You have to have something to hold it together. Something, it's like the bookends of your sandwich. So you want to have your buns. This is your introductory paragraph and concluding paragraph within your essay, and in your paragraph it's a topic sentence and a concluding sentence. And I find that often people forget that concluding sentence in a paragraph. They just kind of stop and jump to the next idea, but do try to remember that you want to wrap up your thought in that paragraph as you transition to the next idea that you're going to discuss in your essay. You also want to make sure that you have the buns to make sure that your paragraph is focused. Every paragraph should have a clear, focused topic, a clear point, something you want to prove in that particular paragraph. And you should be able to identify what that is. So this is very important to remember as you're writing your essay. Obviously, you need meat. This is not a vegetarian sandwich. You have to have meat. This is the core of your paragraph. It's your topic. What is the paragraph about? What's the point of this? Why are you telling me this? What do you want your reader to get out of this paragraph? And make it juicy. Give me good examples. Use your supporting details, your research-based evidence. This is the sustenance of your sandwich. So make sure you have good supporting details. For your narrative essay, the supporting details are going to be good, strong, specific stories from life experience that are relevant to whatever you are describing or discussing. And in your research-based essays, the supporting details are going to be this evidence from your research And you should have several pieces of research-based evidence per paragraph to support that topic. Then, of course, you don't want to forget the toppings. This is where you get all the flavor, and you want to load them on. The toppings are all the extra details and elaborations that you provide in addition to that supporting evidence. When you give supporting evidence, you always want to accompany it with elaboration or explanation of that supporting evidence. When you elaborate on it, you're kind of going into more detail beyond what the research says. Explaining it means that you're going to tell me what it means, how is it relevant to your topic, what is it suggesting about the issue that it's discussing, things like that. So you just want to make sure that you're talking about the evidence. Your voice needs to shine through in the essay. The essay should be your discussion of whatever it is you're addressing, supported by this research, supported by the details, but you need to be evident in that essay. However, that being said, you shouldn't be writing from the first person except in a narrative essay, but in research-based formal academic essays, you should avoid saying I or me. There are some exceptions to this, but a general rule of thumb is just don't say I believe this, I think this. Don't say in this essay I will discuss, I will describe. We'll talk about that more later, but you don't need to be saying these things. Everything you write that's not from evidence is your opinion, so it's coming out as your opinion, your evidence, your explanation. So make sure that you have all that. And just as long as you keep in mind this idea of a sandwich when you're writing, and you remember to layer your work, your writing is going to be rich and detailed, it should be well supported, and you should end up with a pretty good essay and strong supporting paragraphs. I look forward to reading what you come up with. Thanks.